Hey, this is Mark Rodriguez, and you're watching the review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. Now, after 10 years, we're finally at this point. Building up here, the Marvel Cinematic Universe basically started out with Iron Man, and all the characters started teaming up and everything. We finally got to see the Avengers. Then we got to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course all these movies had sequels. They somehow got the rights to Spider-Man from Sony, and of course the Black Panther was an awesome hit. But now we're finally here. We're finally at this point. We finally made it to Avengers, the Infinity War, and it was super awesome as Thanos finally got off his chair and did something, and oh my god, did he ever do something. So, movie's already been out for like 3 or 4 weeks. It might be the third week, I'm not sure, but I did see the movie twice. It was super awesome, and I wanted to give myself time to watch it again, to really like take everything in, to get my thoughts, not just be like blown away, but to actually like focus on the movie, the themes and all that. And also, you know, avoid spoilers. I don't want to be that guy. I avoided social media, and I avoided making jokes and you know, memes or whatever. You know, there's a lot of memes out there to avoid as is. I didn't want to be that guy to spoil it for everyone. So now, by now, I think most of you guys already saw it. And of course, this review is going to be a full review. I'm not going to hold back or censor anything. It's like spoilers. Like spoilers be damned, you know. So if you haven't seen it yet, I understand we all have lives. You can't just watch every movie that comes out opening day. But I really do recommend watch the movie first if you don't want to get spoiled before you're watching this review. If you're still watching after this, well, that's on you. So let's get it going. I want to give kind of like a, how should I say? Kind of like a synopsis, like a brief synopsis and my thoughts here and there, because there's a lot of stuff to cover here, more or less. So the movie starts out like basically right after Thor Ragnarok. If you remember, the movie ended, everybody was in a spaceship, and they have some other spaceship that encountered them that turned out to have Thanos on it. Thanos? I think it was Thanos. I'll say Thanos. So Thanos was there with the Black Order, although this movie they're just called the Children of Thanos, and the movie just starts off right there. Like right there, right in the middle of it. They like killed all the Asgardians and all the people, which kind of really sucks for like Thor Ragnarok. Like they're trying to save Asgard, and now they all got killed anyway, or at least most of them. They said half of them got killed, so we're assuming some of them got away because Valkyrie was not in the movie. So we're hoping she escaped or something, or maybe she was in the bathroom the whole time. I don't know. But basically speaking, Thanos already has one of the Infinity Stones. And he actually kills Loki right away and gets the other Infinity Stone from the Tesseract. And I think it's the Mind Stone. I'm not going to really keep track of all the stones' names or whatever, but I know Loki had the Mind Stone. That's why he was brainwashing people with the scepter. So yeah, he actually kills Loki there. I was like, holy shit. And they blow up the whole spaceship and everything. Well, Heimdall sends Hulk flying off to Earth because they already knew that there's 2 Infinity Stones on Earth, so sooner or later Thanos is going to be there, so they wanted everyone to have some kind of warning that he was coming. Prepare yourself, get everyone ready because Thanos is coming. Hulk actually fought versus Thanos, and it was pretty awesome because Thanos is just that strong. He is just that strong. He was not using the Infinity Stone in the fight. He just fucking kicked his ass with actual moves. And I'm kind of thinking that Hulk is just like, you know, incredibly strong, but like how good is he as a fighter, really? Because the thing is, if you're as strong as the Hulk, I mean, you could just do this and send people flying. You don't have to like really know fisticuffs, because like nothing can hurt you, nothing can hit you. You can just whatever. Thanos showed like actual fighting skills and headbutts and knee bashes and picked them up and whatever. Like it was like damn. So Hulk got his ass handed to him. And like I said, Heimdall sent Hulk flying off to planet Earth. And planet Earth, he arrives where Doctor Strange is. He tells what's going on. Doctor Strange and Bruce Banner, because now Hulk is back to being Banner. He goes to warn Tony Stark. Of course, after Civil War, they're not really on good speaking terms with Captain America and whatever, so he kind of hesitates to contact him. And we got giant space donuts bringing in aliens, people that work for Thanos, and Spider-Man gets involved. So during all this, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man are now in space, in that spaceship and everything, like holy shit. And let me see here, Thor crashes onto the Guardians of the Galaxy spaceship, and now he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He explains what's going on. He needs a new hammer. He needs a hammer or some kind of weapon that can actually kill Thanos. So Groot, Rocket, and Thor head off to this place to get this weapon being made. And meanwhile, Gamora, Drax, and Star-Lord and Mantis, because Mantis is there too, are going to go to Nowhere, a place actually called Nowhere, because they know the Collector's there to collect Drax's stone, so Thanos is bound to be there. And of course, Gamora is Thanos' daughter, and she has a very strong, how should I say, real strong need to kill him and get revenge and all that stuff. And, let me see. Vision, of course, Vision, everyone knows he has the, I think, the Soul Stone in his forehead. So he's living with Scarlet Witch, because in the comics, of course, they have a romance. And we kind of saw some hints in, I believe it was Civil War and stuff like that. So now they're actually kind of living together. They're trying to make the relationship work, despite the fact that Vision is some kind of weird, super advanced robot thing. And, well, Scarlet Witch isn't normal either, I guess. She feels afraid to be with normal humans anyway, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But, yeah, when you think about it, it does make sense the way her character is portrayed in Civil War and Avengers Age of Ultron. She's not really someone that would just get along with a regular human for a relationship, so it kind of makes sense. So anyways, these other bad guys attack them. As they're trying to attack them, that's when Captain America and Black Widow and the Falcon show up and everything. Yeah, it was the Falcon. All these people, all these heroes. And they show up, they protect Vision and Scarlet Witch, and they kind of get the idea that these guys are after the stone. And they meet up with, I guess, I don't know, the United Nations building, some kind of big American government building where War Machine is there with them. And what's his name? Thunderbolt Ross still hates them because, of course, at the end of Civil War, Captain America and all them escaped as fugitives and everything. So General Thunderbolt Ross still hates them. But War Machine's like, whatever, so he's going to, of course, side with them. And Hulk shows, or Banner, I gotta say Banner. Banner shows up and kind of keeps everyone updated and stuff. And basically their whole plan is, I guess, if there is some way to remove the stone from Vision, like without killing him, and to, I guess, destroy the stone too, because they're after the stones. It's like, as long as you can destroy one, like Thanos will never have all of them, So, during the movie, Thanos actually captures Gamora, and we get some flashbacks of how Thanos goes around killing half of everyone on Gamora's planet and rescues her when she was a child. And we understand that Thanos' motives is that he wants to kill half of everyone in the universe. And they do explain that. They explain that comes from the planet Titan, and the resources are running out. And his idea was, let's round up random people, anyone, rich, poor, anyone, random people, and kill half of them, and there'll be like more resources, and people call him mad. But of course, in the end, the planet would eventually die out because of the resources and everything. So that's why he has this ambition. And with the Infinity Stones, if he has all of them, he can just snap his fingers and bam, everything happens as he wills it. And let me see here. Thanos has Nebula captured. I guess Nebula tried to kill him. So Gamora shows like sympathy for Nebula because Thanos is waiting to torture her. So they go to their planet where the Soul Stone. Oh God, this is the Soul Stone. Then what is this stone? And the stone Vision has the Mind Stone, I guess. But then what's the stone that Loki had? That I can't keep track of these stones. I know some, but whatever. Anyways, let me see here. So they go to this place, and surprisingly the Red Skull is there, because apparently when the Red Skull held the Infinity Stone, and he just, like, whatever, like, it did look kind of weird. We watched Captain America, like, I mean, yeah, he kind of sort of vaporized, but it also could have been that he teleported someplace. So that's basically what happened. He ended up here. He ended up on this weird world, and he can't get the Soul Stone because, the Soul Stone, you need to like trade something, you need to trade a soul for a soul. So Thanos, which apparently actually does love Gamora as a daughter, he really does treat her as his favorite daughter, treats Nebula like shit though, and he begrudgingly grabs Gamora and tosses her off like the mountain cliff or whatever, and now he gets the Soul Stone, and damn. So eventually, of course, Captain America and all them get the idea that the Vision, like the technology to get the stone out of Vision's forehead without killing him, can be done at Wakanda. So they go to Wakanda, and of course, Winter Soldier's there, and Black Panther's there, and Shuri, the sister's there, waiting to help them out and everything. In the meantime, Iron Man and Spider-Man and them meet the Guardians of the Galaxy. They have the usual, misunderstanding fight until they realize they're all on the same side. And they try to attack Thanos whenever Thanos returns back to Titan or wherever he is. And yeah, they got a good fight. But they had like all their powers, everything they could possibly do. Doctor Strange was awesome in the movie. Doctor Strange had all these cool spells. But anyways, they were trying to get the gauntlet out of Thanos' arm, hand, whatever. But when Star-Lord finds out that Gamora died because of what Thanos did and everything, he gets crazy and starts to punch him and everything. And of course, Thanos could get free and everything. And he almost killed Iron Man. And he goes to Earth now. And yeah, he only has 2 stones. Oh no, he's got another stone because Doctor Strange had the Time Stone, and in exchange for not killing Iron Man, Thanos basically, yeah, he got the Time Stone to let him go and everything. So Doctor Strange was saying that it's like the only way, the only possible way. He saw like all these different alternate futures, and of all the futures he saw, like only one of them had them win, and he's like, that's like the only way. So what can I say? Thanos finally arrives on, well actually no, it takes a while. We still see more of Thor and, Rocket and Groot appear there, and they forged the weapon. They formed this like giant axe type thing. It's called Stormbreaker, and it's kind of cool because the stump thing is made by Groot's, like Groot just grew like the whatever, like a branch or something. So the handle is made from Groot, So the bad guys, the remaining bad guys, because they killed a few along the way, the remaining bad guys that work for Thanos and this giant army of weird monsters start attacking Wakanda, and they gotta protect the Vision at all costs and everything, and they let the shields down. It's like a big epic fight because you got Captain America, you got Black Widow, you got Falcon, War Machine. Banner is now wearing like the Hulkbuster armor because the Hulk doesn't want to transform. Like throughout the whole time he wants to transform, and the Hulk even comes out for a moment and it's like, no! And he's like, well, what do you mean no? What the? And all that stuff. So throughout the whole movie he couldn't transform anymore, and he had to use the Hulkbuster armor. And basically Scarlet Witch also helped out eventually, but they couldn't do much. In the end, they, Thanos finally arrives. And during this time, Scarlet Witch has no choice but to destroy the stone because, as long as they have all of them, right? So she has to destroy Vision's stone, and she does. But then Thanos uses the Time Stone to, like, reverse time and get that stone. And now he has all 6. And it's like, holy shit. And then, like, on top of everything, Thor comes in with the Stormbringer, and he like jumps in there and just like stabs, impales Thanos with the weapon and everything. And do you think that's like the big thing? That's like the real big thing, that the movie ends here and you're gonna save the day and all that stuff. And Thor's like, I'll tell you that I was gonna make you suffer for killing my people and everything. And Thanos is still like you should have gone for the head, and still snaps his fingers anyway. And holy shit. And, like at first, no one realizes what happens, and of course Thanos just goes away, and like it's all over. But then everyone, certain people start like evaporating, and it was like, holy shit, I forget everyone exactly, but like War Machine evaporates, and a lot of the Wakandan people start evaporating or turning into like dust or whatever, I don't know, disintegrating. I guess that's what disintegrating looks like. And the big shocker, of course, even Spider-Man, who was so young in the movie, so Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, and he starts, evaporating and everything, and all these people start evaporating, and it's like a big thing. And basically that's what happened. And the thing that was so ironic in the movie was when they were asking him, once you do this, what's next? Thanos is like, I'll just, relax and watch the sun set over a grateful universe. And that's how the movie ends. Thanos goes home and sits and enjoys the sunset, knowing that he wiped out half the universe. And holy shit. And of course the ending will reveal that Captain Marvel will get involved and stuff like that. But, what can I say? It was a hell of a movie. It was super awesome. Thanos, this is basically the Thanos movie. He's the main character. He's basically the hero in his own movie, sort of, his views. And everyone else are just people getting in his way. And that's the whole thing. Like, that's what I like about Marvel. The Marvel movies, despite everyone talking about how they're silly and goofy, they still try to humanize the characters and, I guess, remove the more comical aspects and stuff like that and give them motives and everything. So, kind of like Killmonger in the Black Panther, they didn't have him wear his, like, weird tribal outfit from the comics. They made him just wear, like, more badass military, outfit and everything. And he has the motive of, wanting to free everyone, but of course he's going to be taking over, but, and Thanos, they also removed his, like, kind of sillier outfit. It would look kind of silly in real life. They gave him, like, more badass armor, and instead of him trying to impress death and kill people just to impress death, like a little lovesick puppy, here, he's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the whole Thanos did nothing wrong kind of thing. It's like, the world has finite resources, eventually we are going to run out of fossil fuels and whatever, and his solution is, and it kind of makes sense in the morbid way, the less people there are, the less overpopulation you have, the less, the resources will last longer, or it'll buy you some more time to find more resources and everything. And that's the thing. So, like, in his mind, that's the correct answer. That is the right answer. And that's just how he thinks. And he's doing everything for the greater good, his own greater good. Because you gotta remember, and that's kind of deep too, because the thing is, like, no one, or almost no one, who knows nowadays, but almost no one in history that was bad thought that they were the bad guy. There isn't an evil person in history that was really twirling their mustache being like, "Mwahahaha, I'm going to take over France, mwahahaha." It doesn't work that way. Everyone is their own hero in their own point of view. So everyone that did bad things in the past in history did bad things believing from their point of view that they were doing the right thing, that they're doing it for the greater good, just that it's all twisted and stuff, innocent people die. And that's what Thanos is. Thanos is doing this universal-wide, what was that word? Oh God, how can I forget that word? Genocide. Yes, universal-wide genocide, because as far as he thinks, that is for the greater good. That is the sacrifice. That is what has to be done to save the universe. Even though no one's going to really agree and everyone's going to see him as a murderer, he believes that the universe will appreciate it. And I think he is. He's willing to take that risk. He's willing to take that sacrifice that if everyone's going to hate him, so be it. I saved you. That kind of junk. And, like for him, he had to sacrifice his daughter Gamora that he still loved in his own twisted way and everything. And like for him, even in the end, like he had this vision and it's like, did you do it? And he's like, yes. What did it cost you? Everything. Like it did cost him. So he felt like even he is sacrificing something. Some bad guys do crazy shit, but when it comes to them, they don't sacrifice anything. Thanos, for his plan, he is willing to sacrifice his own anything, whatever he holds dear, he's willing to do it for his vision of like the greater good. And that was kind of awesome for these movies, that there are more and more people with more realistic motives than just, I'm going to rule the world, I'm going to destroy the world. That's the thing. I don't know why bad guys want to destroy the world if they're going to die too, So here with Thanos, it made more sense. It made him more human, despite whatever. Well, he's a Titan. That's his race. So he feels more human and more real, and like his motives just seem more, that's how it is. It's just madness. He's a mad Titan. It's madness. But there's a method to his madness. There's something you can agree with, possibly. Something that you could kind of, I guess, see or whatever. You can kind of get where he's coming from. Kind of like Killmonger. You kind of see where he's coming from. And in a certain way, what's his name? Zemo from Civil War. They also gave him a motive. He lost his family, and he blames the Avengers. It's more realistic than him wearing a purple outfit and like the comics, So they kind of do things to give him more motives, to make it more real. And after the movie, I do have to say, aside from Loki, dying so quickly in the beginning, all the people had their time to shine. Like really, like they have all these little plots, but like they all connect well. No one gets lost in the shuffle. You have Thor and Groot and Rocket going off to build this weapon. You got the Hulk trying to warn people, or I should say Banner, trying to warn people on Earth. You got Doctor Strange with Iron Man and Spider-Man in space. You got all these different people having their different missions, but like the plots, it's like, it's not hard to follow. It's not like, I don't know, it's like good pacing. It's good pacing. Like, it's not like there's like almost an hour of the movie without Thor. So you see Thor again, you're like, oh yeah, he's still going there, isn't he? Like they don't do that. It's a very good way to divide all the storylines, make them connect. Everyone has like, all the major characters have like lots of stuff to do. I mean, you might feel that some characters don't have too many things because, you know, movies like packed with characters. But the thing is that, you know, they've all had enough screen time. Everyone has some kind of little joke or a badass fight sequence, you know, little jokes here and there. Like, you know, I like that sequence where, I forgot her name. I think her name is, I forgot that woman that's played by Michonne. I'm just going to call her Michonne, that watches over Black Panther. There's this real cool scene with Black Widow and Michonne and Proxima Midnight like fighting each other. It's like epic. You know, Shuri gets some good jokes in there. There's a little scene where I think it was Falcon. No, it's not Falcon. War Machine told Banner that you have to bow before Black Panther, and of course that was like a joke, and Panther's like, no, we don't do that, we don't do that, and it's like a little prank and stuff like that. So like everyone had their little scenes here and there, their jokes, their good fighting scenes. Captain America was super fucking badass, you know, and it was good, you know. I know there's some complaints here and there about, I guess, the characters not being properly explained or whatever, but the thing is, first of all, this is Avengers Part 3, and second of all, you got like 10 years worth of movies to see the characters. If you've seen the movies, this is like a sequel. This isn't like a Part 1, you know. So if you've seen the movies, you do understand where these characters are coming from, what their powers are, what abilities they have. So like they're not going to waste time explaining all that stuff. This movie was more about, basically about Thanos and explaining him and his like past, his backstory, his motives and everything like that. Now, two last things I want to address. First of all the deaths and everything, we were surprised that they actually did kill everyone. It was kind of weird because the movie was supposed to be a Part 1, Part 2, so most of us thought that this movie was going to be about, I don't know, Thanos grabbing maybe half of them or almost all of the stones, and then he would somehow escape or some kind of setback, or I don't know, just something, so that the next movie would have been about him actually grabbing all 6. But no, it was not. I mean, obviously it was not. And also with the Battle of Wakanda, I actually thought that the missing stone was going to be in Wakanda, but no, it was because they took Vision there and all that, you know. So this is interesting, but I don't know, like, it's surprising everyone dies, but the thing is, well, first of all, you know, all these actors and the contracts expiring. Some of them have mentioned a couple of times here and there that they want to move on to other things because, you know, you can't just play the same role over and over and over, especially roles where you got to really, like, you know, work out. Like, you got to be in that Captain America or Thor shape, like, at all times. You can't, you know, have a gut or anything. But it's like for example, when Thanos killed or almost killed Iron Man, that was bad. Iron Man like had like a knife thing, took it out and just jabbed him with his own knife and it's sticking out from the back and everything. Like I was saying, oh shit, here it is. Your Robert Downey Jr.'s contract expired, like he's gonna die. This is the scene where he dies. I'm surprised that they still saved him, you know. But near the end of the movie where everybody's like evaporating or disintegrating or whatever, at first I kind of bought it. Some of the people, I think Falcon was one of them, or War Machine, or I don't know. Some the people that are kind of fading away were some of the, I guess, minorish characters. But I was really surprised that Groot vanished. I was like, wait, what? But then like Black Panther vanished, and I'm like, no, he's got a sequel coming. No, what we're talking about? And then Spider-Man vanished. I'm like, he has a sequel coming. No, I mean, I was like, I admit it was sad. Those scenes were sad, but especially like Peter Parker. He's like the youngest one. He's a kid going into this, so he's like, it was. And I saw it the second time. It was still sad the second time. Like the two saddest scenes were when Gamora died and when Peter Parker died. But it was just like, holy shit. But I'm still thinking in my head, like, come on, these guys got sequels coming out, you know. So I do hope, or, you know, at least for ramifications, that whenever they do whatever they're going to do in the sequel and get the stones and whatever and reverse things, I hope that I guess for moral reasons that some people still stay dead. You know, obviously they're gonna bring back all the vaporized ones, but not everyone. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe during the movie, since everyone's talking about it, maybe in that one and the next one, maybe Captain America and Iron Man really will die, but they'll die in a way that they save everybody else, or I don't know. Because, you know, the whole thing about contracts expiring, because this is going to be, I think, Avengers 4 is going to be like the last run for a lot of these people that have been in the movies for so long. They really want to, like, usher in, I guess, the next generation. But, and also, Ant-Man and the Wasp, they did mention that, that they were in house arrest. So, possibly Hawkeye might be in the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. And that movie might take place a little after or maybe during this stuff. I mean, it's a big planet. You're not going to, you know. So, I mean, the cheesiest thing would have been if the bad guy at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp just evaporates due to the Thanos thing. That would be like Deus Ex Machina. But anyways, the last thing I do want to talk about is the Hulk and the fact that after he got a beat down from Thanos, like, he never came back. And that was surprising. He would not transform. And every time Banner would try to force it, he'd be like, no! And not transform, and it was weird because even at the end of the movie where he was in the Hulkbuster armor, but he was starting to lose, and all these guys are on him and trying to tear the armor apart, you think that's going to be like the big moment. That's going to be the big moment that the Hulk's going to just surprisingly come out and start like kicking ass, but no. He still doesn't transform, and the Vision and them still have to help him and everything, and that's like holy shit, you know? I'm surprised, but I do understand it though. I do understand. I think that what happens is the Hulk is just a super powerful guy, and even though the Hulk has had fights with like not Thanos, but with Thor and stuff, it's still been kind of sort of even, you know? Like anyone could have won, but Hulk has never gotten his ass kicked in such a pathetic manner as when he went against Thanos. Thanos whooped his ass like a child, basically, as opposed to any other matches that Hulk has ever had. So, I mean, that does something to you, I guess. So Hulk has to recover that. And I really think that there's just I know people got upset, people got disappointed. I'm also very confused. There's actually like a Hulk Funko Pop that I saw hulking out, like basically busting out of the Hulkbuster armor. So I thought it was gonna happen in the movie. So that pop was kind of weird. That's like false advertising. But I do assume it's gonna be an issue that the Hulk's gonna be dealing with, so that in the next movie he'll do whatever and come back or something, you know. But it is interesting though. It is interesting. I know people were disappointed and people are saying, man, you know, Hulk's not a coward or whatever. But I mean, it is interesting to see how it develops and how it goes along, and we gotta see what happens. So, anyways, after my overall thoughts of the movie, it was awesome. It was good. It was awesome. The best part was all the cool scenes and the characters like not really getting lost in the shuffle, you not really like losing or forgetting things, or like you can keep track of the movie, you can keep track of all the stuff's going on. Nothing is forgettable, nothing is like, oh yeah, that person was, none of that stuff. It happens sometimes in movies where there's like so many characters and so many, you know, plots and subplots and stuff like that. This is like it did a very good balance. And again, like I said, Thanos is badass. When you have a villain that you kind of sympathize with, you kind of like, you kind of agree. And I don't know, I mean, perhaps some people, like the way the movie is, maybe some people actually wanted to see Thanos win. I mean, it was shocking that he won. This is basically the bad guy wins the movie. But, yeah, with his side and stuff, there might be people watching the movie saying that, yeah, I want him to win. You know, darn good guys gotta ruin everything and stuff like that. Kind of like people wanted, like Yagami to win, you know, that kind of thing. But, yeah, it's a good movie. It's pretty action-packed. It's super awesome. As you expect, it's like blowing the hell out of the box office. It actually beat Black Panther. Black Panther did like good at the box office too. But I don't really keep too much track of all that stuff. Like for me, if I like the movie, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I don't care if it's a box office smash. Like I could like not like it or something. But this movie was super awesome. I can't wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I can't wait for the next movie. I assume they're gonna hold off on Black Panther and Spider-Man until the movie is out. But we'll see what happens. So anyway guys, Mark Rodriguez here as a review Sanctum, and hope you guys enjoyed the movie as much as I did. Hope you guys get to see it maybe more than once because it is cool. I suggest watching it twice because the first time you'll be blown away by everything, and the second time you can kind of like absorb more what's going on, you know. And 3D 3D is fucking awesome. So anyways, guys, Mark Rodriguez here has been the Review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. See you next time at the movies or anywhere else.